All right, so let's talk about it. You've been hitting the books for months, right? You feel like you know your stuff, but then there it is, the big one, that final certification exam. It's that moment where all your hard work is on the line, and man, the pressure can be intense.
And get this. This is what really caught my eye. For some of these really high-stakes exams, as many as 50% of candidates can fail. And here's the kicker. It's not always because they don't know the material. Nope. The two biggest roadblocks? Good old-fashioned anxiety and just not feeling confident on test day.
So, how do you make sure you're on the right side of that statistic? How do you walk into that exam room feeling prepared, feeling calm, and actually ready to crush it? Well, that's what we're going to get into. There's a modern strategy that can make all the difference.
It really all comes down to that old saying, right? Practice makes perfect. But listen, we're not just talking about rereading your notes until your eyes cross. The way to do it now is all about active preparation. It's about moving past just memorizing things and into a much more dynamic way of learning.
And this quote right here just nails the whole idea. The best way to learn is by doing. It's that simple. When you simulate the actual exam, you're not just studying anymore, you're actually training for the event itself. It's like a scrimmage before the championship game.
And to make that happen, you need the right tools. Modern prep platforms give you this whole digital toolkit. The one we looked at, certification-exam.com, is built from the ground up to do two things: build your skills, and maybe even more importantly, build up that confidence.
Okay, so how does it actually work? Well, one of the most powerful features is being able to create your own personalized practice sessions. This is key. It's not some generic one-size-fits-all plan. It's about zeroing in on exactly what you need to work on. In what they call a practice mode, you're totally in the driver's seat. Are you struggling with one specific topic? Cool, just focus on that. Only have 20 minutes before your next meeting? No problem, set a short timer. You can even choose the number of questions and crank up the passing score to really push yourself. It's all about making every single minute of your study time count.
All right, so once you've been working on your weak spots, it's time to level up. The next stage is all about feeling that real exam pressure, but from the safety of your own home. This is how you build that mental toughness for the actual day.
And you do this with something called exam mode. Seriously, think of it as the final dress rehearsal before opening night. It copies everything: the time limit, the types of questions, that feeling of the clock ticking down. When you do this a few times, the actual exam just feels familiar, and that is huge for crushing that test day anxiety.
But let's be real. Who has hours and hours of free time to just sit at a desk and study? Life is busy. So the best tools have to fit into our schedules, not the other way around.
And this is where having a mobile app is an absolute game changer. Suddenly, your entire study setup is right there in your pocket. Waiting in line for coffee? On the bus? Got 10 minutes to kill? You can knock out a few practice questions and make that time really productive.
And here's a killer feature that a lot of people don't think about: offline access. Think about it. You're on a subway or in a place with spotty Wi-Fi? No big deal. You can download the tests and keep right on studying. Your prep never has to stop just because your internet does.
So you can really see the difference, right? It's a total transformation. You go from that before picture of exam anxiety and feeling unsure to the after picture of being totally ready and confident. Those gaps you had in your knowledge, they get filled with skills you've actually practiced. It's what this whole structured simulation approach is all about.
So I guess the real question to ask yourself is this: are you just studying for your exam, or are you training for it? Because there's a big difference. If you want to see what this kind of complete training platform looks like with the practice modes, the full exam simulations, and that all-important mobile app with offline access, the one we looked at for this was certificationexam.com. Definitely worth checking out.